deep sleep.
Du calme, maintenant. Du calme. Mais je n'ai suivi personne. Je me promenais simplement dans le couloir, comme d'habitude. C'est elle qui était mal intentionnée.
I didn't follow anyone. I was just taking a walk in the hallway, as usual. She was the ill-intentioned one.
C'est elle qui m'a sauté dessus.
It was she who jumped on my back. Aw, she taking such offense.
Je devais avoir l'air misérable quand je m'en suis sortie.
I must have looked miserable when I got away.
Je voulais juste lui dire que je lui ai lu dans la dernière divination. Les amis qu'ils ont amenés sont peut-être en danger.
I just wanted to tell her what I read from the last divination. The friends they brought may be in danger.
Et je ne sais pas quand Vertin sera de nouveau consciente. C'était plus ou moins une personne remarquable.
Don't know when Vertin would be conscious again. She was more or less a remarkable person.
Sans compter que c'est la responsable de son étau maintenant. Mais je ne sais pas si je dois être en colère ou triste pour ça.
Not to mention, she is now Saneto's supervisor. Don't know if I should be angry or sad about this.
Son étau doit être terriblement inquiet pour elle.
Saneto must be terribly worried about her.
Si seulement je pouvais aider.
I wish I could be of some help.
Mais ça fait longtemps qu'on s'est pas vu. Ses cheveux ont poussé et sentent bon.
It's been a long time since we last met. Her hair has grown and smells nice.
Ah! Qu'est-ce que je viens de dire?
What did I say?
Boucle-la! Tais-toi! Tu es Mathilda, la personne qui va battre les meilleurs de la classe!
Shut up. You are Matilda, the person who will beat the best in class. She stops talking to herself and hears the sound of metal clattering near her. Then a wind, an icy cold wind.
Skull.
A wary voice emerges behind her. It is a man in a patient's gown.
Huh? Who are you?
Your skull is falling. I was picking it up for you.
What are you timber-timbering about? Are you a patient here? Where's your assigned care worker?
I saw it. I saw it all. Bodies breaking down into pieces. Tetrahedrons and cubes. Your head is a pretty octahedron. I can't let your octahedron fall to the ground too. Be careful with your ears.
Matilda steps back and moves away from the patient. She noticed an iron collar on his neck, a common auxiliary apparatus in the rehabilitation center. There is a bunch of keys in his hand, with some red stains on the sharp ends. Luckily, the emergency button in bright yellow is located a few meters away behind him. Matilda takes a deep breath.
Thanks for reminding me. I will take good care of myself. See? This is my orb. Come up. Touch it. What's its shape?
This is...
His fingers turn gray and pale, a sign of frostbite. He tightens his fingers around the keys, like holding many sharpened knives in his hand, and charges at her wildly.
I see you didn't learn your lesson then. You have wounded a caretaker and took the keys. I'm obliged to take you down. May the peace be with us.
Oh, so that's a common saying that everybody be saying at this organization.
Wow. So many things that I have.
The storm took our friend from us. In fact, we all knew this would have happened, but it took place too soon, caught us all off guard.
And there were only clothes left.
That's right. I've looked up the directory of Arcanists in the US in 1929. None of their family is on it.
Oh, is she talking about Schneider? That's sad.
She was Greco's biological daughter. Schneider was a pseudonym.
Oh.
I haven't worked out the reason behind this, but she was indeed...
Nato looks confused and painful.
a human who casts arcane skills.
Thanks for sharing. It could help with my disease analysis.
Eismer Jr. adds something to her report. She spins around on her swivel.
Timekeeper has been diagnosed with type 2 trauma. Do you know what that means?
I don't know much about psychology.
It means she had suffered the same traumatic experience repeatedly. Even so, she showed no behavioral or cognitive impairment. Back then, as we held her down and put the helmet on her, she even advised me in an extremely calm manner. I agree with your judgment, but it's just for this time. She was the bellwether of the breakaway incident after all. I'll say she's been well behaved this time.
I thought Timekeeper is receiving treatment for her low spirit, but you said you held her down.
Oh, that's just another description of the method used for the same purpose. The aim was to ensure Vertin was unconscious and taken back. That's the direct order from the Vice President of the Committee, Constantine. The order from on high was given on the premise of rational thinking and consideration over pros and cons. You are not questioning the reasoning of mankind, are you?
I am not.
Sharing the same set of values is the reason I'd like to share these interesting details with you.
I see.
Of course, if you were a pureblood human, I would appreciate you more.
Wait. Oh, because she's Arcanist. Because that's what I think they're trying to get at. She turns her swivel to the artificial somnambulism device.
Vertin's magnetic field always maintains a nuanced balance. She barely dreams proactively, so I have to deploy different dreams to search for the very first dream which reflects the source of her trauma.
How much longer is this therapy going to take, in your view?
However long it takes. As long as I receive a new order.
Seneto stands up furiously.
So none of these have been applied for the Timekeeper's well-being.
Yes. What's wrong with you, Sonetto?
I don't know. Sorry, I overreacted. I don't feel quite myself today. I can't tell what's wrong. Perhaps I ate something bad for breakfast.
Go back and rest if you're feeling unwell. Don't be too hard on yourself.
Thank you. Please, take good care of the Timekeeper. I'll be on my way.
Madria watches her walk out the room. There is confusion in her face. She adjusts her cufflinks subconsciously. Screen suddenly lights up. Particle group starts to flow on the screen. It is a dream initiated by the owner of the body.
Huh?
Wondering, being unaware of where this is, he has seen everything, but is still in the dream.
I can't wait anymore!
Let a surge of Moxie prepare you for combat. Moxie +5 when a character enters battle. Okay. What was everybody? Get rid of the fatigue. Close the windows. Scourge the throats that sings. I have to take the duty of your nurse. Well, that
I will
did
pray
it.
for you.
That was easy.
Sorry.
Trapped in a natural dream or in an artificial one. Black sheep wall.
In 388 BC, standing in the garden paths of Athens, there was an academia of philosophers. 36 human ideologists presented that day were thinking about the ever-present old question, just as you are. What passes knowledge? What maintains the world's balance? Students, don't forget the exhortation from the philosophers.
Heritage, honor, rationality, responsibility.
The principal nods. He holds out his hand like a conductor.
This will be your lifelong pursuit.
May the peace be with us. May the peace be with mankind.
He's pleased with the responses.
Last year, 45% of our graduates were chosen to work in the St. Pavlov Foundation headquarters. A particular excellent student has even been accepted by the House of Integratus. The rest of the children, too, have become frontline investigators, staffs a foundation office in other countries, or professional soldiers dedicating themselves to the magnificent cause of mankind. For thousands of years, we have taken in countless young arcanists from workhouses and foundling hospitals, and have raised them to be outstanding students and models in every industry. Soon, you will also be the backbone in preserving world order. And
There's one student standing out in the neat line of students. She is in the wrong line, or say, she is never in any lines. Sandwiched in between the two neat lines, she looks like a pipe organ stopped that has fallen out of place.
do you have any questions, Burton?
No?
Then why aren't you standing in the line?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to see you clearly, since your speech was so wonderful.
Aw. The principal watches Verton walking quietly back to the line.
Burton, you are the youngest child we've ever taken in. You were just a month old when you came to the school.
Wow, that is young.
And by now, you've spent almost 12 years in here. I'd like to hear your thoughts since you are the most unique child in the school. Whatever the question or opinion is, I will respond with an answer.
He stops.
Any question?
Of course, as you wish.
Is that why she's so different? Because she got accepted like at a very young age? So she's more curious about things than the others?
What is the storm, sir?
A piercing sound. Okay.
May I ask, how much further do we have to go?
Eesh. I almost scared me for a minute there. They kept leaving me in darkness. I thought something was gonna jump up.
What?
Unless because this is a dream, that's why Verton is so odd. like this is not her real memories. I don't know. I'm probably confusing the story, but because she is getting dreams of her trauma, that means they're going through her memories. Is it because it is the present day we're in that's the one that's standing out from the line, when in reality she actually stood in the line as everybody else? That's what I was thinking, maybe, but I have to see. It could be that. That's why she acts so odd compared to the rest of her memories, or maybe she was always odd compared to the rest of her classmates.
Till we get to the guardhouse.
We're almost there. Don't worry.
Okay.
As your punishment, no dinner will be served tonight. You will stay here until tomorrow. Someone picks you up at noon.
Okay.
Why does she sound like she's in a hurry?
I won't ask you how you knew that word, but you have to promise that you won't mention it again.
I promise.
All right, here we are. This is not some friendly place. The arcane skills I taught you before may help. I hope you have paid close attention in that class.
Instructor gently pushes her back.
Get inside. Think carefully, or next time it won't be just confinement.
Wow, so they sent her to confinement just because she mentioned the storm. A damp, muddy room. Water keeps dropping onto the ground intermittently. The ground is covered by old footsteps in disarray. Buzz buzz. Something is wiggling in the dark.
This is... the Shamir one.
And in the dim light, these worms, less than 2 inches, are crawling across the ground towards here.
So cool. It said that the Shamirs are marvelous creatures. Even King Solomon searched for them for years. They're incredible engravers, more skilled than the greatest craftsmen among humans. They can engrave on leaves, metal, and gemstones, build a sacred temple, or destroy a giant vessel. But now, they've become tools for punishing naughty kids.
A round Shamir fiercely crawls up her calves, interrupting her dots. It starts to do its work.
It hurts!
Ooh.
There are at least a few hundred Shamirs here, and they're all moving towards me. The instructor did teach 2 incantations to repel insects, but Shamirs are not any ordinary worm. They were in fact a kind of advanced critter. The elementary arcane skills won't work on them. Let alone there are no signs of my arcane abilities up till now. Maybe I'm not an arcanist at all.
The second Shamir has successfully landed on the moon. They are hardworking twins.
Ouch! Please don't bite me 2 times in a row. No, stop. I have to focus now. There must be a way I can think of.
Look around. Need to find a safe spot first. Passing the Shamirs off and thinking.
Water keeps dripping down from the side of the ceiling near the window. But it hasn't rained for days. Here is a thin layer of mud on the ground. Judging from its volume, it's not likely to be brought in by other children who were once here for confinement. The dripping water has made the ground uneven. For these tiny worms, these descending areas are like impassable gulfs. Could the ground be left like this so as to slow down the worms and give us the time to cast incantations? But why would they gather around my feet? This is...
It is not mud on the ground. The floor is covered in heaps of grain and corns, which takes up 1 square of the room. Under such dim light, one could hardly realize that they are standing on a pile of mushy oats, brands, and corns.
Is this their food? Turns out their route has been planned already.
The yellow wool blanket lies in the other corner of the room. No Shamirs have yet approached there.
Wool? Oh, so that's the case. The legend says that the way to store Shamir worms is to wrap them in wool and store them in a container made of lead, which means the wall of this room should be made of...
Picks up the wool blanket and wipes it on the wall. An off-white mark appears on the blanket. It's alloy, quickly forming a film on the surface. This has to be lead to carbon.
This
Carbonate.
is poisonous to them. Well, to me as well.
This is when the handkerchief comes in handy. It would make a good mask and glove.
I have everything I need. Brains to lure them and walls to drive them away. The solutions are more than I expected. All right, let's move. Expel them to the corner.
Interesting.
Wow, so many things that I haven't seen. I tripled the ingredients this time.
Hip hip hooray!
Lead, ash, wool, and grain. One of these will work on them to some extent. Drive them away.
May the peace be with us.
Every wall has a hole. When a character is attacked by an enemy with a stronger HP minus max HP times 25. Let's see. There are many of them, but they won't be a problem as long as you know the trick. Place the wool felt ahead. Stay in the corner for a while. Using troops. The tiny sound of gnawing is nowhere to be found. They have left, at least for now. It's not only darkness. Hunger, silence, the dim light, and a little trouble. Aside from these elements, a standard guardhouse has to have two other things: critters, which are not too difficult for kids to handle, and tools for the kids to solve the problems. The interior of the guardian house will be examined and evaluated regularly, and every week people will come to maintain the facilities and clean it up. However, some words in childish handwriting were left in the room. They were written on crumpled little notes or on the corner of the wall, looks like hints, or were left there for reasons which are unidentifiable now. For some reason, these fragments of information were never completely erased in the frequent cleanings. I would think they wouldn't get erased it, because the people who do the cleanings and maintain it are the ones who... No, I take that back. Maybe they want to help the children out who are in here, who are having a hard time solving this. Chapter 7, part 7, the Scottish.
Finally, get them all to the corner.
Ugh.
I'm a bit hungry. Oh, right. I'll check what this padlock is made of and see if it can be consumed by the Schmears.
Checks it under the lights. Very ordinary metal. It is just a common metal lock with a bit of rust on the shackles.
I see. With plenty of food on the ground, Schmears won't notice the ironware hanging above. Time to try a brand new dish, you old gentleman.
Closes the door of the room. It sneaks to the hallway. There's no light in here. There are 2 garden houses on each side of the hallway. Pass by the room, and the front gate would be ahead. There is no lock on the gate. A gray-eyed boy pops his head from the ceiling window.
Who are you?
I'm the Ring. I can catch anything with a toss. Look!
He throws out an iron hoop, which is the size of a finger ring. The ring rolls over the clogs up Bert's shoelace.
So cool.
You can open these doors, can't you?
Yes.
Can you help me out of here? And I swear I will be at your service.
How?
Cast that special skill of yours and open this lock on my door.
And so you can leave without a backward glance?
Listen to you. I'm not going back in here again.
No way then. But if you don't come back, the instructor will give us a harsher punishment. I'm just sneaking out for food. I'll be back. What would you like to have?
Fish and chips. Some onion vinaigrette on the side if they have any.
Okay, that's a bit much, my boy.
No problem. I'll bring some mashed peas too.
Asking for like a whole buffet, and 3 hours later.
So you managed to control the Shamirs and got out?
Yes. How about you? Any odd things in your room?
Nothing peculiar. Just some stinky rats. Didn't even take me long to take care of them.
He shrugs his shoulders uncaringly and takes a good bite of the fish.
The staff canteen does serve some good fish and chips. What you have in the second canteen is not even close to it. Keep missing the dressings, and sometimes it's not even cod they fried. So, why are you here?
I said that word.
What word?
That word. I said at the pre-parade assembly.
Oh, you mean the S word? At the school assembly? Good for you. The big head is gonna be so pissed.
I don't understand. It was him who said that I can ask any questions that I want.
Where did you learn that word?
I heard it from the janitor of our dormitory. That was the last thing he said. I saw him being escorted outside the school gate and onto a truck. He screamed all along, "The storm is coming! The storm is coming!" I said it again. Shoot.
Never mind. Keep going.
I asked many people, but none was bothered to answer. Uncle Morris said the janitor left the school at an inappropriate time and saw some inappropriate things, so he needed treat.
Oh.
So I was right. The school is blocking the newsfeed.
What do you mean?
Look at this. I snuck this up from the staff office.
The world-changing storm. Truth covered by the Foundation.
Yes, it wrote about a phenomenon called the storm, which will bring everybody in danger. Yet, the Foundation has stayed in silence about it. We are not allowed to say that word, and this is the evidence.
The newspaper has already become soft in hand after all the folding. Some of its prints have even become blurry. Well, if that's true, then this is an old article, right?
It doesn't tell us exactly what the word is either. There's a line in bold at the end of the article. Welcome to Manus Vindictae. What's Manus Vindictae?
Dunno. Never heard of it.
Something has been printed on the back too. Let me see. Nor happiness, nor harmony, nor fame, nor pride, nor strength, nor skill in arms or arts. Shepherd those herds whom blindness makes tame.
Their eyes see not one light of bright stars. Man's past ways are shaded by their shame. Paeans are but admiration's mirror half.
tides running blind by their ever-be routine, staining that heaven with obscene calamity. When folly wrecks wit, where do stand we? Before a cruel whip, man who man would be must rule the empire of himself. In it, must be supreme, establishing his throne, on vanquished will, quelling the challenges. Of hopes and fears, being himself alone.
The night is quiet, yet disturbance are about to come out of the dark.
What's going on? Great! The chips have brought in more rats! Vertin? Vertin! Do you have to drift off now? Come over and help!
May the peace be with us.
Okay. Gotta get that too. It's always hard to resist the temptation of food. They know how good fish and chips taste. Defend the oil.
May the peace be with us.
What's that? Attack the occult creation to reduce the enemy's moxie so as to prevent their ultimates being cast. Let's see. I think the rats have found themselves a helper. That's one weird helper. It's okay, I got it.
What's this?
Oh, they almost at their ults. Anyway. Let me try. Got to use the wrong attacks to that thing. Okay. Smells indeed tempting. There's something here though. The staff canteen is the best choice for filling the belly. Now you only need a bit more information to reach the fish and chips. Collect info. Day. What are the fish and chips? Fish and chips in the closet, bread in the cabinet, peas puree on the shelf, vegetables in the baskets. Let me grab my keyboard. Where are the fish and chips? Fish and chips on the shelf. And there's a Thursdays right here. It says peas puree would be. Oh god, I gotta do some thinking. Here we go. Okay, vegetables in the closet, peas in the basket. The bread was on the cabinet at first, and then it went into the shelf. And then on Wednesday, the bread, where was it? The peas puree was in the closet and the vegetables in the cabinet, so the bread had to be on in the basket. So the bread went from the cabinet to the shelf into the basket, so now the bread should be in the, that makes sense. So the fish and chips was in the cabinet on Tuesday, and on Wednesday the fish and chips should be on the shelf on Wednesday. Yes, so that means the fish and chips has to be in the that should be the right answer. Oh, thank God. Oh my God. I had to really think about it. I was not ready to use my brain this morning. Okay. Are we done? Lemon and white vinegar are both good choices, but Atlantic cod is always necessary. Part 8, scattered pamphlets. Someone is at the door.
Madam Vice President.
Holding a chess piece of bishop in her hand, Constantine doesn't even bother to look up.
Come in. Here is the State Department report. Any news I shouldn't miss? The mainstream media in Europe are on our side and have no extra coverage on the issue. In fact, as long as there is no tangible evidence, they won't act upon this rashly. The storm hasn't come to this area yet. For most of the people, what Manus Vindicti has said in their pamphlets are totally unfounded and ludicrous.
Constantine gets on her feet.
They have been making quite a scene here and there, as I heard.
Yes, residents nearby have all received their pamphlets. Even the SPDM has reported some cases. Affected by the time reversion, our manpower and resources have become much less than before. It will take us a long time to complete a citywide air defense system.
Were these pamphlets airdropped?
Yes, most of them were.
Give me a visual of the aerial carriers of Manus Vindicti.
These are Lytias. Their sizes are about 4 to 6 feet, covered mostly in black. They have a similar appearance to manta rays and have good maneuverability and explosive power.
Olidiao 04. This type of Olidiao has limited operation range and cannot take a long haul. They're too dependent on the water.
Indeed. According to our report, they usually leave after a 3-hour hovering every day.
Ms. Z, where do you see fit for this bishop?
I think it should go to B5.
Yes, I thought the same. Adequate for low-altitude aerial reconnaissance surveys. But they are only found in the southern part of Cameroon and difficult to capture. It is a very rare arcane species. Sending this many Olidiaos on such short notice. I would presume Manus Vindicte has already established a command post somewhere nearby.
I don't see how this is helpful. As they said themselves, the storm is coming.
What do you say of this new command post of theirs? Like our headquarters, is a building that will not be affected by the storm.
They need to make sure that Olidias won't be affected by the storm.
I think you know what to do, Miss C.
Take over the initiative. Find their location.
Exactly. Send a scout squad to follow the Olidiaos, and get the others to search in the water catchment areas within 100 miles from here. We are going behind their front lines, just like this bishop.
I will forward this to the Secretary of the Army.
Make a copy to the Pax House as well.
Copy that.
It can't be that easy. It just can't be.
What about the school's air defense? There have been rumors in school. I'm worried the students might be affected.
Send Xeno's Air Force trainees to the school.
Affirmative. Olidias are crafty creatures. I will pick those who are equipped with field experience.
Constantine does not respond. She stares at the Black King on the board and broods.
We are leading ourselves into a death trap. We need someone to forecast the storm.
Finally got to let my baby SU-01VY out for a ride. It feels right. This is where they train those little lab rats? 5 canteens. Way better than that stupid Xeno.
Oi! Lilia! We don't have the signal yet! You must not take off! Get down here now!
Nobody cares, dude. There will always be a signal. Either you move your ass or swallow my exhaust!
He leaves like a wind.
This is outrageous! For once I forgot my rabbit's foot and I got assigned to team up with her!
He looks at the lookout tower from a distance. Behind him, danger approaches, and yet he has no idea. Elysius, 2 of them, are charging towards him from his blinding spot.
Andrew, heads down!
What?
As soon as Andrew lowers his head, Lily rips the Alita's abdominals with a swift and clean cut.
Watch where you go! You're gonna slice my head off if I weren't quick enough!
Shut up and take your broom. See those dark bats there? Let's see who come back with more trophies. Loser, loser! Vodka coaster!
Oi! Hey! Wait up!
Oh, okay. 1 target damage is useful in this battle.
I see it sharp.
Don't worry, let's have a party. So long as this, and this is how it is. Sorry. Wow. A 242. Don't worry, let's have it. Thou shalt make an atonement, but I sing Paul. Be the
That was overkill. That was way overkill. Keep forgetting she only targets like one person with her ultimate.
eye for eye. A slingshot. A 242. Eye for eye. Wow. Please don't let me just please.
Hip hip hooray!
These multi-legged thieves sneaked in, but they are still caught by the Falcon's eyes. Stop them.